exposed my sister-in-law's fake allergies.
Yeah, I'm allergic to yo BS.
Parents gave up wanting responsibilities for Thanksgiving meal about 5 years ago. My house is big enough to host, and I enjoy cooking, so for the past 3 years, the duties have fallen to me. By the way, this comes from Recalitrant Scribe. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKstorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Dakota.
I'm Riley.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. OP says, I make the turkey, the stuffing, mashed potatoes, and gravy, and rolls. Others bring sides and things like chips and drinks. This year, my brother and his wife came into town early and stayed over. Thanksgiving, mid-morning, my sister-in-law wanders into the kitchen while I'm making stuffing. She sees my pile of bread, crumbs, celery, onion, sausage in a bowl and me sauteing mushrooms. She says, "What are those for?" I told her they were for the stuffing. She put her hands on her hips and said, freaking out, "You can't put mushrooms in the stuffing. I'm allergic." I was stupefied. I said, "When did this happen?" And she just looked at me like I was an idiot. So I said, "When did you discover you're allergic to mushrooms?" She scoffed and said, "I've always been allergic."
Yeah.
That is true. That's a thing.
That she's always been allergic?
Oh, no. People are allergic to mushrooms.
Oh, yeah, of course. But
yeah, I think
don't.
she's just allergic to things she doesn't like.
Yeah, I think she just doesn't like mushrooms.
Yeah.
In that case, there's this like fun hack that you can do where you don't eat the stuffing.
That's not drama.
No.
That's not very dramatic, right?
That's
You
not
know, 'cause
dramatic
the stuffing
enough.
gets put into the turkey, and then it'll infect everything with
You
mushroom
put your stuffing in the
taste.
turkey?
Yeah, dude, I
That's
put it
why they
everything.
call it stuffing.
I've never put stuff. That makes
That's
it, you know
where,
what that makes
that's
sense?
where it comes from.
That does make sense. I've never done that before.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't eat the turkey, but even when I did.
I'm also being a little facetious because just because there's mushrooms in the stuffing doesn't mean the turkey's gonna taste like mushrooms.
But I don't know. This sounds like a thing where if she would have just been nice about it,
Yeah.
everything would be fine.
Yeah, she could have been like, "Hey, could you make a little portion that doesn't have mushrooms in it? Do you mind?"
Yeah.
Easy. When I make my stuffing, I like things to be well incorporated, and I always chop the mushrooms small after I saute them, so they're not actually apparent in the mix as mushrooms among the other ingredients. I burst out in a laugh and said, "Well, that's interesting, because you weren't allergic last year, and you weren't allergic the year before." She asked what I meant, and I told her I'd been making stuffing like this every year she's eaten it. And furthermore, she's raved over it and had zero allergic reaction, so maybe she's not allergic.
I just love the question of like, what do you mean when she's like, I mean, you're not allergic to mushrooms because you've
That's what I
eaten this
mean.
before. So you haven't always been allergic to mushrooms. You don't.
Maybe she just thinks she doesn't like mushrooms. She got pissed and went to my brother to tell him. And she told him she wanted to leave, but he wanted to stay. So she spent the entire day shooting daggers at me with her eyes. They were supposed to stay through the weekend, but they left Thanksgiving night. I confided in my mom and my sister yesterday, and they kind of chuckled and said it's not my fault. But my brother texted me this morning that I could have just not used the mushrooms and that I made his wife feel stupid for no reason. Well, it's not so much that OP made her feel stupid. It's more so that she is.
Bro, it's like if you kick a big rock and you're like, ow, my toe hurts now. Is
Yeah.
it the rock's
Is it the
fault?
rock's fault?
So the way physics works is you
Yeah.
have mass and energy, and the energy you had with your mass went against a rock that had a greater mass that matched your energy. So you just need to find something that has less match that will match your energy. That's really how it works.
And
yeah,
the
dude.
rock in this scenario is how stupid your sister-in-law is.
The
Bingo,
rock-
because she doesn't
yeah.
understand physics.
The rock is her being mean. If
Oh,
she
the rock
would have
is
just,
being mean?
if she would have just been like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't really like mushrooms, and then could just been open to the fact that actually you've liked it every time. Because
Yeah.
there's been mushrooms in them every time.
I remember when I was a child, I had a friend.
Good job. I'm so proud you had a friend as a child.
I kept that streak going every year. But when I was 5 years old, I had a friend who was very picky. Like she only ate chicken nuggets and fries, like very, very picky. And plain pasta. And my mom,
pasta?
yeah,
Like
like
what,
pasta with butter. Yeah, like that's it.
At least there's butter.
And my mom obviously would not tolerate like super picky eaters in her household because she was feeding me and Sam all, everything. And I remember she made fish for dinner one night, and my friend at 5 years old, she's like, "What is this?" And my mom was like, "It's chicken." And she ate it, and she's like, this is delicious. This is so good. And at the end of the meal, my mom was like, it was fish. And my friend was like, no, it's disgusting.
I take it all back.
Which is so silly. Because that's what this adult woman is doing. The same thing that the 5-year-old did. I maintain I didn't make her feel anything. Am I the a-hole? And there are some comments. But do you have any comments of your own?
Yeah, you didn't make her feel anything. She felt dumb because she said some stuff that turns out exposed her as being dumb.
Yeah. And
Not
that's
even dumb. Like, just, I don't even know, ornery.
hypocritical.
I just kind of like self-centered. I don't know.
A whole litany of words.
If she hadn't done what she did,
Yeah.
she wouldn't feel the way she does.
And
It's
there
not
you
your
go.
fault.
Those are consequences. Dry Novel 2523 says it's completely possible the stuffing gave her the craps or the cramps and she just thought it was from the amount of food. Not all allergic reactions are anaphylaxis shock.
Oh, shut up.
But that wasn't even what happened.
Get out of here.
That wasn't even what happened.
That's her.
That's just her.
That was
yeah,
her.
she's like, well, actually, you didn't consider. OP says she's never given any indication the food gave her anything but pleasure. No cramps or illnesses. Ready to drink and party the past 2 years at a friend's game party Thanksgiving night. To another commenter, no reactions that I can tell. She has for the past few years gone to game night Thanksgiving night, and she feels well enough to drink my brother under the table. No reaction the next day either. Just more stuffing and gravy leftovers. Via Vesta says, not the a-hole. I believe it's the responsibility of the one with allergies to inform others of their condition. It should have been brought up on the first dinner with her.
Well, again, she doesn't. She
Well,
does
no.
not have one.
That's what that person is saying. The commenter is saying, like, if she had allergies, she
Oh,
should
yeah.
have mentioned it.
Well,
Yeah.
she doesn't.
She doesn't have the allergies, and she didn't mention anything either.
It's just weird. Like, what? It's like a power play.
Yeah.
She's trying to power play. She's like, no, actually, no, that's disgusting, and I can't eat that.
I don't even like mushrooms that much, but if they're incorporated into the meal, like, yeah, I'm not going to tell someone. If it's just something I don't like and not something I can't eat, like meat, I'm not going to tell someone to keep it out. Like, I'm just going to eat it and deal with it. However, I caution against dismissing her allergy as fake without more info. Commenter, you didn't read the story.
Boo! I dismiss it as fake. I
Food-
know her.
Food
She's
allergies.
me.
Yeah. Food allergies don't always come with immediate reactions. Okay, this commenter is silly. OP says, we've got a kid in the family with multiple allergies to various nuts. She knows this and that we are careful about it. I feel like if she was allergic, she would have said. And OP says she's never claimed any reaction to the stuffing. No mention of it by my brother. No warning about the presumably years-long allergy. And all of these commenters just haven't really read the story.
That's the thing, is she was like, I've always been allergic to
she
mushrooms.
hasn't.
It's like, why are you lying to me?
And there was a bunch of comments in there saying like, oh, well, she could have developed allergies. It's like, no,
Shut up.
no. She said, I've always had these allergies. So she's clearly lying. OP says, yeah, it's why I asked her about when it happened. I have a friend who is allergic to shellfish. Went from being able to eat shrimp to full-blown throat-closing symptoms within about 6 months. Riley did the opposite.
Yeah, I did.
He's not allergic to shrimp, guys.
He
He lied.
Anymore.
slowly dosed himself
Yeah.
with shrimp.
Yep. I had 2.5 rolls of sushi that had shrimp in them last week, and
Yeah.
I'm good.
Maybe all this time you always thought, oh, I could only have 100 shrimp in my life and then I just pass away. But
Mhm.
really, you have 100 shrimp until you can just eat shrimp.
I was looking at it wrong.
Yeah. Until your life begins anew. OP adds, I have never tried to trick her. The recipe is my grandmother's. We have been eating it forever. The only thing I do differently is make the vegetables in it fairly uniform. My sister-in-law has eaten it since they were engaged. Pretty sure my brother knows/knew what was in it. Summit Junkie says, not the a-hole. She could just not eat the stuffing. And if she really believes she has an allergy, you ate this last year and the year before, did you have an adverse reaction? Is important medical information, so you are right to tell her. If what she does with that information is feel stupid and throw fits, that's on her. OP says she doesn't just eat the stuffing. Traditionally, she goes in for seconds. She doesn't just eat it.
Sorry,
She houses it.
She doesn't just eat it. She rolls around in it.
She freaking dives into that stuffing.
Takes 2 big scoops and just goes.
So- She does like Cookie Monster with that stuffing. She goes and it's like flying everywhere.
She doesn't just eat it. She builds a shrine to it every year.
And then for a midnight snack covered with gravy. Dang, she's in the middle of she's in the kitchen. It's like 2 a.m. OP comes down, grab a glass of water, and it's like completely dark, and you just look up and you have like the glow of like a wild animal in the night.
Like the eyes.
Yeah, the eyes. And she's just eating stuffing.
Just a big bowl
Yeah.
of carbs and gravy.
It's not even warm. It's cold stuffing. Nightmare Gerbil says, at the very least, green bean casserole will have mushrooms. OP says, it just occurred to me after this and another post. We have that too. I feel like she eats it. Is it possible she doesn't realize it also has mushrooms? And OP says, non-lethal allergies do exist, but she yelled at me and said she's always been allergic. She never once before indicated to anyone in the family she was allergic to mushrooms. And through these posts, I've realized she's also been eating the green bean casserole in fairly large quantities, which also has mushrooms. It's like she's never ate a Thanksgiving meal before and never bothered to ask what was in the food. If I had an allergy or intolerance, I would be asking. And I think it's an overreach when people say I mocked her. I laughed because I was surprised.
What is going on here?
I feel
These
like all these
commenters
commenters
have
are crazy.
Chicken tender brains.
Yeah. They
Very,
only
very
eat chicken
smooth.
tenders. They're like, I'm so picky that I can't eat anything but chicken tenders. And the fact that you put mushrooms in something and not chicken tenders, ridiculous.
I just can't imagine. If I was OP, I'd be so dismissive of her.
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, you ate this every year. And
Yeah.
you rave
I
about
don't
it.
even
So
know
I'm
how you
going.
would
I'm
be
just gonna make
nice.
this the same
Yeah.
way.
It's like, oh, no. I literally would be like, oh, no, you ate it last year. You were fine.
Yeah, I would throw a little mushroom at her and be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh,
Eat-
uh-oh,
What are you going to do?
oh no,
What are you going to do?
oh no.
Update. First, thanks everyone, even those of you who said I was the a-hole. You gave me a lot to think about. Just got off the phone with my brother and I'm sitting here with an adult soda. Truly at a loss for words, but here goes. He admitted that my sister-in-law, who has been eating my stuffing and my sister's green bean casserole, this has been verified, for a few Thanksgivings now did not know there were mushrooms in either. Neither has she ever told anyone, not my brother, her husband, not my mother, sister, and me, of any allergies before now because she doesn't have any. Oh my God, the crowd is shocked. The crowd is jaw dropped.
Everyone is up in arms. Everything's on fire. Everyone's running around losing their minds.
But you know what you should be losing your mind over? The fact that you can listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There is a little bit left to this story, but do you have any final thoughts?
There is one thing we have not considered.
What?
Maybe her allergy is only active when she knows there's mushrooms in something.
Yeah.
Which would, again, not be an allergy. That would be like a psychosomatic reaction.
Like she's afraid of what is the fear of mushrooms called? Like
Probably like-
fungi.
I got you.
fungophobia?
Probably like fungobia.
Fungobia. Fungbonjovia.
Mycophobia.
Like
Myco.
mycelia.
Mycophobia.
Is it?
MYCO phobia. Mycophobia.
Myso- Maybe would it be mysophobia because it's like usually like mycelia?
I
No,
just
that's for
told you.
mice.
Yeah. What?
It's myco.
I know, but would it be pronounced I'm just wondering. I
Myco.
don't know.
Mycophobia.
This is not like a correction. I truly am curious.
I wonder
Well,
though
there you go.
if she did eat it, because like you can have those like mental.
Yeah.
You could psych yourself out.
and
I
get
did
like
that once.
stress hives.
When I was a child, I did that once. Again, a child.
Yeah.
And this is a full-grown adult. I was eating a pickle, and the end of the pickle had like a little stem on it, and I convinced myself I couldn't eat that part. And then my parents were like, "Finish the pickle," and I ate the rest of the pickle, and then I was like, because I just psyched myself out.
Yeah,
so
I
hard.
mean, you can make yourself like feel nauseous if you eat something and then you're like, oh no, that had, maybe like it had like a little, like when you're eating cheese and it's got like a little mold in it or something, like if it's old cheese.
Oh boy.
Like when you have like a bag of cheese
I've only
and you
eaten
don't
moldy
notice.
cheese on purpose.
What?
There's mold in cheese.
Well, I'm
Blue
not,
cheese.
yeah, but like
I'll
I'm
eat blue
talking about
cheese.
like when you have a bag of shredded cheese.
Nah.
And
no.
you've
I've
never
no,
had a bag
no,
of shredded
I've never
cheese?
had moldy shredded cheese in my life.
Really?
I've never accidentally eaten moldy shredded cheese.
Oh, you're really good at throwing out your cheese.
I just don't think I eat shredded cheese like that.
Oh, okay. Well,
But no shame. No shame to the game.
Sometimes there'll be a little bit of mold in the shredded cheese and you don't notice. And then you're like, oh my God, I'm going to pass away from the moldy shredded cheese. And you're actually fine because you've eaten about this much of the cheese.
Yeah, I actually have
But
a
then you
great
psych
example
yourself
of that. That's not food, but it was sound related because the buzz of insects freaks me out.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
And then when I fell like 30 feet
that's true.
this year, like it was because I heard a really deep buzz. And at first I'm like, oh, that's not a bug or anything. But then like a couple seconds later, I was like, what if it's just the biggest bug you've ever seen? Like the size of a grapefruit. And I freaked out.
Yeah,
And that was all in my head.
yeah.
In my head, I convinced myself.
What's the fear of bugs?
It's not even it's the noise.
That's not what I asked. What's the fear of bugs called?
Probably like bugobia.
Why are you taking out the
I
phobia
would
part?
probably take
Yeah, it needs the phobia part
No.
to be.
Bugobia. Yeah, I'm from Bugobia.
Bugobia.
I'm Bugobian.
There's a little bit left.
I'm bajorking it.
Oh, Bajorpin.
Apparently, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around this, she has like a phobia, I guess you would call it. Oh my goodness, we called it.
Shut up. This person's copying us.
She has a phobia of mushrooms. I literally said that. Maybe that's not the right word, but after watching a TikTok video about some edible mushrooms growing on passed away skin on feet or in human bodies, she believes she can be infected by eating them.
No.
She's in The Last of Us, but
Stop it.
But she's the only person in The Last of Us.
That's
Everyone else
that's
is
crazy.
living normal life.
What's horrifying is that if global temperatures continue to rise, that
We'll have The Last of Us
fungi could
take over the world.
Yeah, well, they could develop a mutation that allows them to survive, and that's why they can't live
we already have
inside
ants.
people's bodies.
We already have zombie fungi.
Because they're not
ants.
hot. We're too hot on the
Exactly.
inside for the mushrooms to work.
But if they adapt to rising temperatures, they
Ugh,
can. That's why it's so
gross.
scary.
I don't like. Oh God! How did we get here? It was so funny a second ago. Now it's not.
Opie's sister-in-law is just that scientist in the beginning of The Last of Us,
No.
and no one listens to her. He tried assuring her it wouldn't happen, but she cited other videos she watched about spores, etc., including the show The Last of Us.
This woman is a freaking idiot.
I am
She should feel stupid. She's
calling-
dumb.
I'm calling every element of this story before it happens.
I'm
which-
mad now. I'm mad at this person for thinking The Last of Us is like a documentary.
Which he explained is fiction, created from a video game. But she swears it is based on fact and still possible.
This person can probably vote.
Yikes.
Unless they're a felon.
That's true. What would she be a felon for?
I don't know. I don't know.
She's
I don't know. Something really stupid, probably.
She burnt down a mushroom farm. I feel like we have bigger problems here than stuffing. I have encouraged him to try to get her to see a doctor to talk about this. And one of OP's comments says, phobias are real. She's very resistant to seeking therapy. I think that was OP responding to a comment. And that's the end of the story. So all we know is that she's afraid of mushrooms.
She saw clips of people talking about The Last of Us on TikTok and was like, I can't. Ah!
Yeah.
It's real.
They're coming for us. The fungal apocalypse. The fungapop. The fungapocalypse.
Fungopolis.
Fungopolypse.
No. The fungopolypse
Yeah.
is the fungus apocalypse, and
Yeah.
Fungopolis is
It's the
the
metropolis.
fungus metropolis.
Yeah. It's what
After
happens
the
when the fungi.
fungopolis, there's
The
a
fungi-
fungopolis.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey!
It's back to funny, guys.
Yeah, it's okay. You know what? And that probably won't happen
in our lifetime.
in a it's not gonna be like zombie mushrooms.
No.
It's just gonna be like gnarly lung infections,
Yeah.
and
we're
we'll
just gonna,
probably figure it out. I don't know. AI will probably solve it.
Yeah, we'll do something.
Ugh.
Maybe we'll live forever because of these fungi.
Low key though, they are the ones that rule the planet.
The fungus rule the planet.
The mycelium colonies
Yeah.
have been here forever, and they'll be here forever.
I've been here.
They'll be here long. When the sun swallows the earth,
Yeah.
it will
The
be
fungus
the
will-
fungus. That will be the mycelium colonies that deal with it.
Yeah, they're like, we got this, guys. Take a step back. We'll handle it. Have you seen the
We've
TikToks?
adapted to heat.
Have you seen? Yeah. Have you seen the TikToks where like the guys will like throw a football and then they'll like catch it before it hits like this group of girls or whatever, and they're like, "You ladies all right there?" but it's fungus with like the sun, and they're like, "You humans all right there?"
No, I have
I don't know what I'm talking about.
mycelium
Yeah.
grows out into the atmosphere, creates a
Yeah.
big net to throw the sun.
Yep.
Or maybe it's like
And
a
they go
sail. It's a solar sail. It pulls the Earth farther away from the sun.
That seems problematic.
We're already
Ice
talking about the
Age.
sun expanding
That's
and
true.
swallowing the planet, so we
Ice
got
Age
problems.
time. Let's get Ice Age 6 out here.
Ice Age number
Sid-
6.
Sid the Sloth and that mammoth
mm.
Manny.
Yeah, Ray Romano. Ray Ramoneth.
Ray Romano.
Ray Ramammoth.
Ray Mammoth. Who plays Sid? But we've got another story coming up, so we're gonna get into that.
I refused to have my husband's family stay with us for the holidays.
Stay somewhere else.
We have a 1-bedroom apartment with a 7-month-old. That's the whole story.
Whoa.
Stay somewhere else.
Yeah, stay somewhere else.
Space is already so limited. My husband's sister and her family are flying across the country to spend Christmas with us for 11 days. They insisted they stay with us instead of getting a hotel.
And that's when you say, I'm so sorry. You can't.
Where are you gonna stay?
You paid for a flight, you can pay for a hotel.
Is that 3? My husband's sister and her family.
Her
So,
family
who
sounds like
knows?
multiple.
Could be 4 people.
I would say, hey, you will be on the floor.
You gonna
in
have
the kitchen, you'll be in the bathtub. We don't have room.
gonna be on the roof.
And that's how Jesus was born.
Yep. They just didn't have room.
They just
We're
didn't
putting
have-
you in the stable.
Of course, my husband agrees to this without talking to me.
Dude, if your husband did this, I'd be like, you're out. I'm leaving. I'm going to, you're paying for a hotel for me and the baby.
Husband? More like husband.
Yeah, has been. Huh.
You're all sleeping in the
You
living
said
room.
husband.
All of you are sleeping in the
I
living
changed
room.
it to has been.
Has been.
Been like he was.
I know. I just
He
added
been
on to it.
has.
You said husband, and then I said
You're just like the funny guy in school, okay, that just says it louder.
I said it differently. We said different things
I would throw this guy
into
in-
that
into the sun.
into the sun.
By the way, this comes from user Chico Ravelli. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKstorytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Riley.
And we are here to give good advice goofily. Because we don't have all the freaking answers. We're just a bunch of goofballs. Let us know what you would do, though, in the comments. OP says, when he does ask me about it, I explain how it's going to be crowded. The noise has to be kept to a minimum because of the baby. My son already has trouble sleeping, so who knows how it'll be by next month. Husband is working some days while they're here, so he insists they use my car to go and do stuff while I'm home with the kid. The problem I have the most is when I speak up, he immediately says I'm against his family, even though he's always talking crap against mine. My family hasn't been over to see my son yet because they know it's going to take hotel and car rental fees. They don't insist on uprooting my entire routine for 11 days. My mom can get me discounts because she works at a hotel, but that's still not good enough for them. I think it's just rude to insist on sleeping on an air mattress that will take up half of our living room. My son will not have a safe place to play. I'll have to lock myself away to pump every 3 to 4 hours. Our routines will be shattered. I have a feeling their kid will be loud and wake the baby. Husband said, don't get mad if sister's kid breaks things. He's 5. I'm going to be mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be mad if your sister's kid is breaking all her stuff. What
Don't
do you mean?
be mad if he shatters all of your pictures and gnaws on all of your couches.
Like,
You can't be mad.
are we just going to give the kid carte blanche
Yeah.
to destroy stuff? No, the kid needs to be reprimanded.
Like a guy goes into a bank. He's like, hey, don't be mad if later I come back and I rob you guys. Okay?
Don't be
I'm
mad.
telling you now.
My 5-year-old's going to come in here and rob the bank.
He's gonna rob you guys. Don't be mad. He's 5.
He's 5. All right, just give him $20.
Just give him 25.
I am made to feel like the a-hole because I have an opinion. The more I think about it, the angrier I get. Am I the a-hole? And am I the a-hole has no consensus, but there are some comments here. I would say not the a-hole because like this at least has to be a discussion.
Yeah.
When you're going to host some family in a 1-bedroom apartment, it'd be different if it was a house and you had a guest room and everything.
1-bedroom apartment, and also you have a 7-month-old. So not only are you dealing with
Yeah.
trying to host a bunch of people in a tiny place, but also you have to take care of a baby. You gotta take care of a baby.
Yeah, and they're just going to take your car
Yeah.
for 11 days.
No.
What are they gonna? If they can't afford the hotel, what happens if they get in an accident in your car? Are they gonna pay that? Guess who's responsible for that? Guess who's held on the hook for anything that happens to your car? That's you.
Yep.
Oh, comment to number 1 says, you should be rethinking this marriage. He's got 0 consideration for you. Commenter 2 says, exactly. He's showing all the classic signs of being in isolating her. He badmouths her family and probably wouldn't even let them into the home. He cuts her out of the decision-making, inviting his family to stay with them for 11 days during Christmas, and makes everything her fault. When she objects and uses logic, she is difficult and she hates his family. He makes her question her own logic and sanity, hence her post here. Comment 3 says, wanna bet he's around his 30s at least, and she is early 20s. OP says, oof, try 40 and mid-30s.
Oh.
Oof.
I don't know. Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Okay.
I did, man. Okay.
Is OP from an Indian culture? OP says,
Nope.
nope.
Like Indiana, like Larry Bird?
Yeah.
You,
Exactly what
you
they
shoot threes in blue jeans?
Mm-hmm.
Comment 4 says, not the a-hole. Good grief. I'd be leaving to visit my own family with the baby for 11 days. He can deal with his sister. Good luck.
Honestly, yeah, maybe that's the solution. You go, okay, well, if they're coming here, we're going.
I mean, like, what the heck, man?
What the heck is this guy doing?
Comment 5, 11 days? No. 2 days tops for someone to sleep on an air mattress in your living room. This isn't about being against his family. It isn't a family matter at all. You simply cannot host in your home for 11 days in a 1-bedroom apartment, especially for 3 additional people. I would offer the car, but say that they can use it on specific days, not during the entire time. Or his sister can take your husband to work and use his car while he is at work. Who's buying all the food and will be cooking the meals? Commenter 6 says, you should be rethinking this marriage. He's got 0 consideration for you. And there's a 1-month update.
Oh boy, I need to hear what happened.
I think she reconsidered this marriage.
I think she
for
must
real.
have. Because, I don't know, all that stuff about what he was saying about her family, not looking too good.
Yeah, there really are. I can't imagine not discussing with my wife
that someone's going to be
we just
staying?
had a kid 7 months ago that my family's going to be in the living room for almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I've already said they're coming to stay for 11 days. Maybe a night. Maybe, oh, I already discussed they're coming to stay for a day.
Yeah, maybe
That's different.
good compromise would be like, maybe you stay at our place for 3 days.
Yeah.
And then you can pay less for the hotel.
How about that? How about
Or
that?
some, whatever.
Or you'll get an Airbnb. I don't know. Figure it out.
Literally figure it out. Update. Where to even begin unwrapping this nasty little business. I had brought up the issue with his family staying a couple times after my first post. I had to Google how to talk to a before the approach. I said how it would affect the baby and I, and how it would affect his family with me having to get up in the middle of the night, and how my son needs space for his playpen. The baby proofing a 1-bedroom has proven more difficult than I thought. He seemed understanding, however, wasn't budging on wanting them to stay. I just got the old, we'll keep analyzing it. No, there was nothing left to analyze,
It's
my
not
guy.
the freaking, like, numbers for, like, your taxes. We're not analyzing anything.
Yeah, you're just knocking the can
It's
down
just
the
not
road.
happening. It's just not happening.
Since I can cancel my hotel reservations a day before check-in, I went ahead and booked 10 nights just to lock in cheap rates.
Nice.
I felt more secure having a backup in case crap hit the fan at my house. On our way to Thanksgiving, my son keeps getting blasted by sunlight while driving.
What?
So I'm just imagining
He's
like the
He's, like, sleeping. And then it's just
and then the flashbang noise just
his ears are ringing.
OP continues, I have tried the usual sunshades on the windows. A few days ago, I got these curtains for the side windows. They hang on with magnets, so I grabbed them from my car and hung them in my husband's car as he was the one driving us 3 hours away to his family gathering. He kept saying the blinds were blocking his blind spots, so I tied them open so he could see, but my son could also keep some shade. After it was still a problem, my husband asked for them to be removed and proceeded to tell me how I need to ask him before I just go and do stuff.
Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, we're supposed to be asking before we go and do stuff? That's funny, because I remember when you went and did stuff like, I don't know, invite your family to stay for 11 days, and we didn't talk to your partner about that. Is it just kind of a one-way street?
I think that's done.
Yeah.
I'm done
frustrated.
with this guy.
We need to go to, like, big old therapy.
Yeah.
time
It's
together.
two avenues. You
Two
either go
avenues.
get couples counseling immediately, or it's just I'm leaving because
I'm done.
you treat me like a dog.
Yeah. At the very least, I'm staying in a hotel.
So OP says that's when I lost my crap. I brought up the visit and how he never discussed it with me prior to telling his sister they could stay. Of course, this causes him to blow up, saying he doesn't need my permission as it is his house. Which it's not a house, it's an apartment.
It's an apartment. It's
But-
a 1-bedroom apartment, so.
It's okay. And it's not yours. I'm sure you rented from the company that owns
Yeah.
it. Over and over, I'm told to shut the F up and man up. If this was your family, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to be with a bee wife.
Oh,
A
well,
B
don't you
movie.
worry, because you're not going to be by the end of the story.
Yeah.
You're going to lose that wife and your son.
It's now the plot it needs to thicken now. Now it's time to start scheming and
Yeah.
planning
Yep.
your exit.
Planning your, yeah.
Bro, my grandma, she used to be a magistrate. She was telling me some like juicy stuff that was happening over the years.
The
And
magistrate.
she said that this one girl, one night, just went to her ex-husband's and pew pew both of them,
Oh, my God.
and just went right back to sleep.
Wait,
I bet
both
she
of
slept.
them?
I bet she slept like a rock.
Like she had
Oh,
two ex-husbands.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm
Taylorsville, North Carolina, right
I'm
there.
not advocating that. I'm just saying I bet she did sleep like a rock. Anyway, I remain calm and reiterate that it's my home too, and it's about respect that he talks to me first. It's not about control, it's about respect. Respect for my son and our routines, comfort and safety. He then goes on to say how I don't respect him, and I just turned this around and made it about me. Holidays are classically stressful. Look at Home Alone, where they have that huge house and it's chaos. You mean
Look
the
at Home
freaking
Alone.
movie?
Look at Home Alone. They have a huge house. It's pretty chaotic. So even though we have a tiny apartment, even if we had a big house, it would be a mess. So
Man, that's crazy. That's like my mom said something like that over the
No.
when I was back home. But it was about when we went to Colombia. She was like, "Well, I've just seen those movies about how intense it is over there." I'm like, "You talking about like Sicario? Like it's
Talk about Narcos.
those
dude,
movies,
like-
yeah.
also that was like 40 years ago."
Yeah, we went to Colombia and it didn't even have the filter on it or anything.
Yeah, there was no.
The
I was
skies
gonna
were
do the
clear.
Narcos music.
I couldn't even find
Um,
any of that good candy they had either. It was hard.
Oh.
It's crazy how movies are not real.
OP continues. Okay, buddy, but this isn't a movie. It's real life. If we had a guest room, I would still be annoyed, but I would be more comfortable manning up and letting them stay, as they wouldn't obscure my routines. So I ruined Thanksgiving. Husband stayed at work until he had to come home just to sleep. Didn't see his son for almost 3 days. I had to text him first, come and have an adult conversation with me. You haven't seen your son in 3 days. To which I get, "Oh, but I'm working." Yeah. No doy! I meant after work. And no one wants me around anyway. I'm only good for food and money. Dude, this guy sucks, honestly.
Oh,
I'd
he
be
sounds like a
drafting-
nightmare.
I'm drafting the divorce papers
Yeah.
right now.
Yep.
I did not respond to this. Good Lord. Needless to say, he came home and spent time with his son. We had an adult conversation. His family staying is not changing. He said he already told them yes and doesn't want to now tell them to get a hotel. A hotel is way too expensive, even at this discount you're talking about. It's not going to be $50 a night. Well, fun fact, it actually was. I booked 10 nights for $518 total. Yeah, I told him this and he just rolls his eyes. His sister had texted me personally and asked if they could use my car to do one thing when my husband is working. She said they would rent a car if not. Just the fact that she asked with respect made me say yes to using it. We agreed that if I needed it, they would bring it back. My son and I will be okay. My thoughts: continue my routines, do what I need to do. If they can't handle it, they're free to get a hotel. I will not uproot my life for 11 days. It's not about me, it's about my son. He will be taken care of regardless of guests. And by the way, regardless of the time or place, you can listen to full episodes with stories just like this in your favorite podcast platform like iHeartRadio or Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Just search OK Storytime and get access to the treasure trove.
Yeah, it'd be fun, guys.
What?
Do it.
There's so
Do it.
much.
We got some more story here, but man, I've never wanted
No,
to throw
yeah.
someone into the sun so hard.
This is this is a divorce-worthy thing, and it doesn't feel like OP is necessarily on that train yet, but I hope you get on soon, because
Hotels are $50 a night.
It's going to get worse. This is
gotta get
going to
worse.
get worse
The fact
if
that
nothing
he
is
ca-
done.
yeah. No, the fact that he called you a B and said, "Oh, you need to tell me things, but I don't need to tell you."
Yeah.
There's a lot of double standards. There's a lot of disrespect going on. He went 3 days without seeing your son, so he clearly doesn't really care that much about his son.
Well, he's just throwing
Yeah.
he's throwing a tantrum to just get what he wants and be like, no, I'm sorry. I'll go back to you with my head down and say, oh, I'm sorry, because you're being emotionally. And it's not going to get any better.
No, and it's also pretty clear that his family would be willing to get a hotel.
Yeah, if they're willing to rent a
Yeah.
car,
Then I
which
feel
would
like
probably be
Yeah.
more than getting a hotel in a lot of
Yeah.
cases. Yeah, and this
Yeah.
guy doesn't sound like he's going to be open to therapy. You
No.
kidding me?
He just told you to man up. That's not really therapy speak.
Yeah, this guy, we're done with this guy. But we have a little bit more story. My question is, should I keep the hotel? You should
Go
extend
stay.
your stay there as
Yeah.
well.
Genuinely, you should go stay in the hotel.
I want to have it in case my son and I have to sleep there. If people keep waking my son up, I'm going to have a huge problem, especially if we're trapped. But I also don't want to waste the money and never use it. I can't decide. For everyone saying I should get a divorce over this, that's valid. I want to give him one more chance to start discussing with me. If he can't respect that, then yeah, it's done. I'm tired of him stepping outside and having these conversations without my input. Wish me luck. And there are some comments here.
I understand wanting to give him one more chance. You guys have a kid.
I agree. I think that's valid, but it also seems like she's on the, divorce is on the table now.
Yeah,
kind of
no,
page.
if I would be like, we need to go to a counselor to figure out a path forward here because it's not working.
Yep.
And if he is resistant to that at all, then it's like, okay, then we're
We've
done.
got our
We'll
answer.
work out custody. We'll work out whatever. I'm leaving. Comment 1. A big part of the problem is that you are married to a 12-year-old in an adult's body. His lack of respect for you and the well-being of his child, combined with his temper tantrums, are unbelievable. You need to stand up to him or this will be your life for the duration of your marriage. When his family sets up camp in your living room, tell them you're going to make it easier on them by going to a hotel and just visiting with them during the day. Let your husband handle the troops' holiday bivouac. Okay.
Bivouac.
First bivouac in a story.
Bivouac. I've
Really?
never heard
Let's
that
check
word.
it. I'm gonna
First,
check.
there's never been a mention of bivouac in any of these stories.
I'm
Wait.
assuming it means something
Yeah.
like hullabaloo.
No, bivouac is
incorrect.
like a climbing thing actually. A bivouac is something that you make. It's like basically a camp or a
Dang.
tent that
You're
you make up on the
right.
mountain.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah, never a bivouac.
I just
before.
searched the database. That's the only word.
That's the only bivouac in OK Storytime history.
But what is it? What's the
It's
the
like when you're
Don't
on
ask me, man.
A bivouac's like a shelter that you make, like on a cliff.
I want to.
Well, I don't know if you need to be on a cliff,
Did you
Oh,
have to
but
be
it's,
on
it's
a
a
my
cliff?
climbing thing. It's
goodness.
it's
That's
like a
cool.
Sophia,
outdoor
you're gonna-
survivalist thing.
You're gonna be no.
Bivouac.
Don't look. I got it.
Oh, you're pulling up a bivouac?
Sophia, look at me. Look at me.
Okay,
Pull up the bivvy.
I can't
Nope.
see it. It's
Look.
small on our end because
Yeah.
it's the I can't
Give it a
see
second.
it.
Give it a second.
It's up
No,
on the
it's the whole OBS
it's on the,
is.
I
Oh,
guess,
the whole OBS has been up this whole
Yeah,
time.
we've been watching you do all
Oh
that
my
behind the scenes stuff.
gosh! Nobody even said.
I didn't
thought
even
you
think it
wanted
was
us to
wrong, to
know.
be honest. Yeah.
I
Bivouac.
cannot.
Bivouac.
Oh, that's fun.
Bivvy.
Yep. All right. Let me fix that.
Bivouac. Oh,
Dang.
that's nice.
Wow. That might be the
Wow.
Yeah, I don't even know if might
I've
be the
never-
first time
I've
I've ever
never-
read the word bivouac.
I've never heard that.
Actually, no, that's not true.
How do you know
I'm
it's a
very
thing?
impressed that you knew how to pronounce it
Yeah,
and knew what it was.
I just kind of
Just pulled that knowledge out.
see, I play Jeopardy. Dude, honestly, live stream of me and you going head to head on Jeopardy, just like a Ken Jennings episode. Oh my god.
It'd be so-
Oh my god, it would be brutal.
Well, you know what we should do? We should go with your girlfriend to Jeopardy.
Oh, like a taping of it?
No, to like play Jeopardy at like I guess like a trivia game.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
about
you
to
know.
say like the actual
We should
Je-
go
we
on
all go on
Jeopardy.
Jeopardy. same time.
We should go on head to head on Jeopardy.
Too bad Alex
no, we should
Trebek
go
is
like
in there.
trivia together.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Oh,
R.I.P. the goat.
He's so toasty. Look how toasty he
You know,
is.
Alex Trebek bought a mountain and then
What?
gave it to the city.
And then he got a key.
He's like, this is my mountain, but it's yours.
It was his mountain. He bought a mountain and
Who
he
did he buy the
donated
mountain
it
from?
from like the
Land
from the
people?
government.
You can't buy it from the government.
Yeah,
No, you can't.
you gotta talk to the BLM.
No,
the
can
the Bureau of Land
I'm
Management.
sorry. He went to the city. He said, I want to buy this mountain, and then he said, hey, it's yours though. It's mine, but it's yours.
No, I think he gave it away as like it's like a park or something.
Oh,
What?
that's
Yes, you
cool.
can legally buy a mountain
I
from
like
the
that.
government.
Yeah,
Nice. I like
Yeah.
that. Making it like a national park.
I don't know if it's national.
Well, a state park. A park. That's
yeah, it's something.
nice.
Yeah,
It's a
something.
something. I like that.
You can't homestead anymore, by the way.
There goes my
Illegal.
summer plans. But
Why
we've
would they do?
got-
Why would they do that? Well, you can't do it on federal lands,
Is that
but you
the
can
full
do it.
story?
You can do it in places that make it almost impossible, which they do on purpose.
Antarctica.
Yeah,
more like
don't
just like
even. Let's not even get on
the
Antarctica
middle
right
of
now.
the desert. Anyway,
That is a desert.
But it has snow.
that is the world's largest desert
Mhm.
is Antarctica.
I thought it was.
Yeah. Anyway, OP replies, funny you say he acts like a 12-year-old because he had the audacity to call me an emo 12-year-old when he was the one who stayed away from his son for 3 days pouting.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Commenter 2. One thing I don't think I've read is that the stress OP is going through will go through with this a-hole husband and his family will definitely affect her milk supply, which will in turn affect the baby.
That's true. As
Gotta-
a woman doctor, I agree.
Gotta think about the milk. If OP stays through the visit, absolutely. Let the baby cry and disrupt everyone's sleep so they finally realize this isn't doable. It's insane. Does sister-in-law even realize OP lives in a 1-bed, 1-bath apartment where 3 people already live? Even if sister-in-law and husband sleep on the air mattress in the living room, where is their 5-year-old supposed to sleep?
The ground.
Yeah, you got a tub for that.
He's fine.
In the
yeah.
tub.
Put him in the tub. Have you ever slept in the tub?
In the pit.
My brother has.
No, I've always been, I think,
I've always been
too
curious.
large for the tub.
Even as a child.
Oh, I mean, like, I don't know.
Never slept in the tub.
At one point,
I've
when
never
I
slept
was
in the tub. I'm just wondering.
exceptionally broke, splitting hotel costs with friends, I almost slept in the tub, but I was like, the floor is better than this.
Floor is better.
The floor is so much better than
Yeah,
this.
why? I just don't understand why people ever sleep in the tub over the floor.
I guess if they're
hurricane
small.
evacuations.
If they're real
Oh,
small,
okay.
maybe if they're like little 1-inch men.
A little. And it's
Let's
super
finish this
cozy.
story. Oh my gosh.
OP says, I've told my husband multiple times that stress affects milk supply. Drops have happened to me multiple times. Then he wonders why there's no milk in the fridge. I'm an exclusive pumper. Nice. And why his son has to drink protein shakes. He doesn't care.
So he doesn't fully understand anything, it seems.
Yeah, I want this man in the pit.
I'd be really concerned that he's asking why your son is drinking protein shakes. I'd be very concerned that he doesn't understand.
Because I'm trying to make my son jack.
My son has gotta be so strong.
I'm trying
The
to
baby
make my
comes out
son.
and is like,
And he sounds like Arnold.
he's like, go,
Yeah.
go, guy, yeah.
Not a tumor.
I am the baby now.
Yeah. Commenter 3. Don't prepare for guests. Don't buy groceries. Don't cook. Take your son and go stay at the hotel or with friends or family. Let your husband host his family without you. I agree. Comment 4 says, honey, you need to take the baby in the car and go stay at the hotel for the
Honey.
whole stay. Let him host his family and stay well away from the chaos. Don't be home. And that is the end of that story.
Agreed.
And here are the stats for human milk versus cow's milk.
Here's the stat line.
Yep. So, lactose, humans are winning. Protein, the cow wins. That we're about the same. Calcium, cow.
Oh, man.
iron, human, water, by a gram, human, an energy cell. The cow's got
Wait, what?
Jigglers?
67. And humans have 65. So if you're contemplating, oh, should I drink human milk? Look at these stats first.
Well, presumably, I guess it just has all of the proteins that we need.
What is this, Mad Max?
All of the things that
Yeah,
we need.
less. Cows are winning.
Wait, I'm confused. Oh.
I'll do goat next.
Oh,
and
I was looking at
How much?
lactose.
What's the
protein?
energy? Give me the energy stat.
67 for cow, 65 for human.
Oh, dude, You gotta get those extra 2 blips of energy.
Yep.
gotta
Everyone, put what kind of milk you want to know, and I'll make a chart. And I'll show everyone like what milk's better.
All right then.
I'm just gonna pull up all the milks.
Milk chart.
I want
We're
to see
gonna analyze
bison
it.
milk stats.
Okay.
Bison milk,
Okay.
Bison milk
We'll get that.
stats.
So you want-
Let's do
pronto,
it.
bear milk,
All right. Bear necessities.
bear versus bison.
Okay, let me put that down.
That would actually be a
Milk.
great. Who wins in the wild?
A bear or a
Brown
bison?
bear versus bison. I would assume brown bear.
I would assume
Brown bear.
But if they get like in a charge off, I think the bison might one shot it. I think the bison might just run through it like a
Yeah,
train.
it just goes. If it's a herd of bison,
Oh yeah, well a
course.
herd of bison. That's
of course. But
That's
bison
its
usually
own.
travel in herds.
imagine a herd of bears.
It's terrifying.
You know what they call it?
A beard.
A bird.
All right.
No. Don't you rush
Wait,
me.
no, we're
You
doing
said
milk.
Don't
We're
rush me.
milking.
You literally said
We're
let's get into the
milking.
next
We're
story.
milking right now.
I need time. Don't rush me.
I
You
need
rush me a
time.
lot. You rush people.
You literally
rush
I
me a
thought
lot.
you were ready. You said
I'm not.
you rushed Dakota just 2
Bro,
seconds
you might
ago.
as
Did
well-
I?
You might as well
Yes.
be the band Rush.
You literally said Dakota, let's get into the next story. So I thought
You
we
know
were
what?
ready.
No, he
Who
just
we
was
are.
talking
I
about
wanna be
something
the
else.
drummer.
Okay, we got bats on the list. Okay, I'm gonna put that
Bat.
down.
Bat milk.
Okay. Anything else?
I feel like bat milk's got to be pretty nutritious.
Ooh, horse milk. Okay.
It's like concentrated.
Now it doesn't even feel like you're getting the next story.
I
Right?
am. I'm writing down
the
things.
next story is milk.
You want to come over here and do it?
the next story
I'm
is
just saying.
milk time.
I'm just saying.
Yep. During this story, which I think might be rough, I'm gonna pause and be like, we're gonna talk about the milk because we might need a break from how crazy it gets or
Oh,
depressing. So,
dang.
okay.
I just read in the
Alright.
top corner it says mother-in-law, but I read milk.
Milk treats us like kids.
The mind knows what it wants. All right, here we go.
Okay.
I'm ready now.
My mother-in-law treats us like we're still teenagers, and it's exhausting.
Oh, mommy, on my room.
And this comes directly from the r/OKstorytime subreddit. I, 31 female, and my husband, 36 male, have been together for more than a decade and married for 5 years. We got married during the vid, so it was just a ceremony with a judge over Skype. My in-laws refused to wear masks because they did not believe the vid was as serious as it was. Because of that, my mother and brother decided not to attend and instead watched via Skype. By the way, this comes from Walk in the Park 94, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKstorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Dakota.
I'm Riley.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, we did not want a cake since my family was not present, but of course my mother-in-law got a cake because she wanted to celebrate the occasion. She even asked about cutting it while my mother and brother were still on Skype, knowing they would not be there to celebrate with me. Wait, hold on. I just have to... Okay, so your in-laws refused to wear masks, which is why your mother and brother didn't come. Honestly, if you were like, the rule is that you gotta wear a mask, I'm telling the in-laws they can't come. I wouldn't want my mother and brother who are following the rules to be able to come and not the people who are blatantly like disobeying.
Well, I thought it was all over Skype. Maybe
No,
that was just
So
the
mother
priest
and
was
brother
over
are
Skype.
on Skype because they did not come because in-laws aren't wearing masks or refuse to wear masks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so if you had a rule where you're like, hey, we're all going to wear masks to our wedding during the vid, and they say, no, we don't want to wear masks, you just say, okay, sorry, you can't come.
Yeah, that's probably the best move.
Yeah. We did not want a cake since my family was not present, but of course my mother-in-law got a cake because she wanted to celebrate the occasion. She even asked about cutting it while my mother and brother were still on Skype, knowing they would not be there to celebrate with me.
Why would the mother-in-law cut the cake? Isn't that the
Yeah.
bride and groom are supposed to do that, right?
I don't know. Maybe it just meant, I don't know. Maybe it said she even asked about cutting it, so maybe
Oh.
she was saying.
Okay.
It feels like a simple thing, but it still hurt that my wishes were disregarded. We were living with my in-laws before and a little after we got married to save money. I would notice things moved or missing, and she would snoop under the guise of cleaning. It did not stop when we moved out. When we got our own apartment, she would come over to clean. At the time, I did not know if she was coming over when we were not there, but it is possible. Keep that in mind for later. I went on a trip with my mother and we each got a fancy bottle of booze as a souvenir. We planned to keep the bottles after drinking the contents, as many people do. My mother still has her bottle, but my mother-in-law threw mine away, saying, "I thought it would be nice and clean up the place. The bottle was empty." She knew it was the bottle from the trip, and it felt like she was trying to erase my mother. Normally, I'd be like, that, could have been an honest mistake, but I don't trust the mother-in-law.
Yeah, no, she sounds weird. She sounds like she's like doing exactly what you said, where it's like she's trying to be the only mom in the picture.
Yeah. After a while, my family became scared of giving me things because they were worried she would throw them out since they came from my family. This also happened with my husband's belongings. Gifts and souvenirs from my trips were thrown away by her as well. We took a trip to see my brother, who at the time lived across the country, and we got souvenirs. We did not put them away or hang them up right away and left them in the bag for a while. When we couldn't find them, we confronted her and she said she thought it was garbage because it was still in the paper bag. We moved 3 hours away, thank goodness, because of our jobs, and it was peaceful. Unfortunately, the next year, the company we both worked for closed that area, so we had to move back. The snooping started again. The thing is, I'm wondering, if you were able to move out, if you could afford that, I genuinely think maybe getting a small place, anything that's not living with this woman who's actively throwing out your stuff would be better.
I think it's time to Home Alone.
Yeah. You start, or Matilda,
Matilda.
Nair and the shampoo.
Oh, yeah. No, it's, yeah.
Start pulling pranks on them.
Well, I was thinking more of like just for security of your space.
Yeah.
You start creating some Home Alone style.
Yeah.
Goofs.
Yeah.
And
Also,
gaffes.
fun fact: you can buy a house like this
Oh, that's
for guess
sick.
how long? For how much?
Wait, what?
A bid going down. How much for it?
For a day or for
forever?
Forever?
Yeah.
Like buy it?
$80,000.
80,000. Okay.
I'm gonna say 60,000.
Oh my God.
30.
No.
Yep.
Where is it?
In Europe, and I would
But
thought
where in Europe?
I was thinking you could buy a few units of these and then put Airbnbs on land.
But where in
I don't know.
Europe?
They'd ship it to you, but their prices
They
around.
ship it to you?
Yeah, their price is around like 26, 28K, but you'd have to pay more for shipping and all that stuff.
And also
but-
you have to pay for land.
yeah, well, I already got that, so. It's all
Oh,
good.
well, then you're good.
Yep, but yeah, just think about a couple of those.
Dang.
Pretty nice inside too.
It's like a little yurt.
Yeah.
The ladder, though. Getting your
The-
stuff in there.
Dude, the ladder's like
The
pretty
ladder,
cool.
getting your
That would be
stuff
tough.
up through the ladder? How are you going to do that?
Very carefully.
You just have to kind of.
Yeah, is
Get
there
like
a
a
hatch
rope.
on the top you
Yeah.
can drop stuff down
Yeah.
into?
Unfortunately, the next year, the company we both worked for closed that area, so we had to move back. We would go over to his mother's house almost every weekend, and she would be over at our place a lot. Okay, so they have a separate place. So you're no longer actually living with your mother-in-law, and yet she's still over when you know all the stuff about her? Or maybe you're just not sure? And
Yeah.
this is when we start cutting off.
I think it's time to start, like, putting tape over the doorways at, like, head level, the clear packing tape.
Yeah. Like you
And then
guys
when
aren't
she
even
walks
living
into
together.
it, you go, oh, that's crazy. You shouldn't have walked in there, I guess.
I think that you start putting locks on your door.
You guys are. It sounds like you guys are putting traps, like
Yes.
for mice and stuff.
Yes. I have a little mouse trap just for but it's mother-in-law sized.
Yes.
It's
Oh
not,
my
it's a
goodness.
humane mouse trap, don't worry.
It's in the shape of that house.
Yeah.
And then when she wanders in there, you get a helicopter to, like, clip onto it and just
Yeah.
carry it away.
There's a big box that just says souvenirs from my family,
Yeah.
but it's a trap. We had a Halloween party and she basically ran it instead of relaxing like a guest. She barely acknowledged my mother because she was so busy running around doing things. It felt like she needed to control everything. This is the part of the story where, looking back on the apartment situation, I believe she was going over when we were not home and we just did not realize it.
Why does
How?
she have keys to
Why
your
does she have a
place?
key? How is she coming over? Did you give her a key?
Y'all gave her a key.
Well, she's breaking into your
I
house.
guess it makes, if we just think in a vacuum, all right, they've lived together for a long time. Maybe there is, like, I'm sure that it's not all just like this weirdo behavior. So it's maybe she's good most of the time, and then she just does this insanity.
Yeah, maybe. The decision was made that we would all be on Nav 360 so we could keep track of where everyone was. Who made that decision? I'm a huge, I don't know, personally, I love sharing my location with my friends and
I
family.
was going to say,
I love it. However, if I had a family member like this, why are we making that decision? My husband, me, my sister-in-law, her fiance, and my mother-in-law were all on it. My brother-in-law and his girlfriend were not. Smart move. I kind of felt like I should leave the app. My mother even said it felt like a way to keep an eye on me while disguising it as the whole family joining. Also, just kind of a weird thing for the whole family to agree upon. Like for me, it's just like whoever wants to do it, and I'll share it for, it just comes up like I need to share my location for someone, and then I just continue it.
If they're children,
that's different.
Yeah. But they're not.
They're not. I kind of agree because my mother-in-law once called me asking where I was going. Another time, she called my husband asking where I was going. Yeah, you're off that app. The tone she used creeped me out, but we laughed it off because she did not realize we were both going to her house. I do not think she expected me to be in the car with him. When we got our first home, she still came over to clean. Literally, just don't let her in. I freely admit I'm lazy and do not like cleaning, but I would eventually clean my own space because I'm an adult. We gave her a key in case she has to come over to get the dog while we were at work. See, no keys.
And
Get someone else.
Just get rid of the dog. Get a cat.
or we just get a different person to look after this dog. Anyone else.
Then you're giving someone else a key, and we already know how that goes.
Or you get like a little dog door if you have a backyard. I don't know. You can get one of those collars that only lets the dog inside.
Train your dog to bite.
But have you ever seen Over the Hedge? That does not work.
What?
Over the Hedge?
Yeah, what about it?
Remember that skunk got in? Because one of the cats had that on their collar? Then you get a skunk in your house because your skunk and the cat wants to make love.
I'd rather have a skunk than this mom.
Bruce Willis was a cool raccoon.
RJ, yeah. But I don't know if you want that, Sophia. Have you ever smelled a skunk? When's the last time you smelled one?
Recently. I saw a skunk, actually.
Me too!
I was driving home.
For the first time ever?
No.
Oh.
Sorry. No, but I did see one. It was just walking along the side of the road.
Oh, yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, in North Carolina. Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, no, this was here.
Oh, that's cool. I'm just glad we both saw a skunk on break.
I'm glad too, Riley. Usually we drop him off, but occasionally she would not be home and would pick him up while she was already out running errands. However, I would sometimes see on Nav 360 that she would be at her house for 45 minutes to 2 hours while neither of us were home. That is not just passing by. I would get the notification showing she stayed for a long period of time. It really creeped me out. Eventually, my husband told her she could not come over unless we asked her to. And that's when you take her key. She agreed, but it did not last very long. It is partially our fault for not enforcing boundaries, but we thought she could control herself and recognize that we were adults with our own lives. She did not do this with my husband's younger siblings. Within a year of owning the home, we lost our job and had to take jobs with a significant pay cut. My husband wanted to sell the house and move back in with his mother to save money. No, I literally would be looking at my husband and saying, if you do that, I won't be moving with you. I will not move back in with your mother.
I think we need to have some parameters set, like locks on our doors that only we have keys for.
Or just take that key back. Take that key back, new lock. Because maybe she printed out copies. I don't know. We discussed it, and I thought it was just talk, but his mother started coming over and boxing things up little by little. I finally put my foot down and said I did not want to move. She brought some things back, but I don't think she brought everything back. A few years later, it started to feel like the house was her second home. It did not feel like our space anymore. My husband brought up selling again and moving in with her. I suggested couples counseling because I felt like we were not in a relationship. I agree. Now we've reached the root of the issue, which is that you don't have a mother-in-law issue. You have a husband problem.
Yeah, if husband's cool with this, you got a husband problem.
It felt like he was in a relationship with his mom, and I was just expected to go along with the ride. He wanted to live with her and kept pestering me until we sold the house. Eventually, I agreed to selling. I said I wanted couples counseling and that I would live with my mom while he lived with his mom. Perfect. I did not see it as separation, but he did. He started crying and said he did not want to separate. He said couples counseling would not work if we were living separately. It tends to work better.
That's such a weird thing to say with no real basis.
Then said he did not need counseling at all. He told me I should get counseling and go on depression medication because this was all coming out of the blue and was really my mother talking, not me.
Bruh.
Bro, and that's your mom talking and not you.
Years.
Through you. So it's like your mom's inside of you.
But I'm talking right now, And I'm telling you, you should listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There is a little bit left to this story, but yeah, I think it's done. Because he wants to marry his mom.
Your husband's still attached to the teat.
Ew.
I don't
Everything-
think it's done.
I think it's done.
I think it's just like there's got to be
Unless he's really
there's
willing
got to
to
be more
make
elements of mother-in-law that aren't in this story that have allowed them to be in contact for so long. Because if it was just this and more of this, it'd be like, okay, well, this
But the
of
element,
course.
Like Bates Hotel type stuff.
But the
like,
element
dude.
is that the husband wants to have a relationship with his mom.
Well, yeah.
That's the element. He's always been the driving factor. That's what it feels like.
I just think we need separation from our mothers.
Yep. I did not tell him that my mother advised couples counseling because I wanted a divorce. She actually steered me away from divorce. I gave in and agreed to a year of living with his mother. No! As long as we went to couples counseling, which we still have not done. You need to leave. She comes into our spaces often, and I have even thought about putting up a hidden camera, but I do not know where I could put one that she would not find.
Ooh, I don't know if you want that actually.
No.
Just
You gotta leave.
get a lock for your door.
Or leave. There are many other instances than what I have mentioned, comments and behaviors that made it feel like we both needed to be under her control. I do not know if I'm overreacting or if she truly does not see us as adults. OP, you are an adult. You are allowed to make your own decisions, and you need to hold fast and say, I am not living with your mother anymore. She does not respect my boundaries. You do not respect my boundaries, and therefore this relationship does not work.
Boom. Do it. And Sophia will answer that for you.
I feel like this is everyone's fault just for not getting new locks. Like, even if you go live with mother-in-law and your issue is that it's like she invades your space and she doesn't treat you like adults, well, she's not your mother-in-law now, she's your landlord. And you can go, Mrs. Landlord, I don't want you need to give me 2 days notice before you enter my space. And I'm getting locks on my door. Honestly, that needs to be the conversation before you move in. And then if the answer to that is no, we can't, then it's like, all right, goodbye,
Yeah.
ta-ta, see you later.
Nah,
Yeah.
or hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Mother-in-law, what do you want? Okay, you want more time with the baby and your son,
they
and
don't
you
even
don't
have a
want me
baby.
around. Okay, good. Since we're living together, let's make this a 3-income house. Set up a schedule. Let's make that happen. But Thursday, Friday, I'm with my family. You're not here.
I just think that your relationship will continue to spiral downwards until you're no longer living with your mother-in-law.
Or you just compromise.
And divorce.
No,
Yeah.
compromise.
What's the compromise, though? The compromise is not living there.
401k. You get her 401k. You can do this. You get fancy with it. You get
get
crazy
fancy
with
with
it.
You get her 401k.
You can do that. Yeah, you just like seep in, and most of this is illegal, but you seep in and you get all her stuff and her information, and you can make that
Most of
happen.
this is
do some
illegal.
seepage.
But that's the end of that episode. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you
And see you tomorrow. Hey, don't leave yet. We've got some stories that we think you'll enjoy, so stay tuned for the next one. My wife decided to test me. It sent our marriage in a downward spiral. No, here we go. This is me going down a spiral. No. Trigger warning for verbal. So if that's not something that you can listen to right now, skip ahead to the next story. Background, I'm 30 male and she's 30. We've been married for 1 year and 8 months, but lived together for 5 years before getting married, no kids. By the way, this comes from I Sell Puts. And if you want to submit your own story, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, we have been fighting since the day we got married because she got into an altercation with my family, my mom, and supposedly I did the wrong thing and sided with my family. Okay, I know that in-laws and this sort of thing can definitely get sticky in a marriage, but I tried to work through it. I don't believe my character and intentions are bad. I've supported her and provided everything in the world for my wife. I do not hate her or abuse her in any way. To be fair, there have been fights we have had a year ago regarding my family where I did say mean things to her, but since then I have corrected myself and refrained from using bad words and hurtful comments. She, on the other hand, still cusses me out, uses effing this and effing that, and makes demeaning comments towards me. You guys don't seem to have a healthy relationship.
Yeah, it's not sounding good to me.
I made her apologize to my family for acting disrespectfully towards them, which she did, reluctantly, but nevertheless, she did. At the time, a year ago, I told her that if she could not get along with my family, we couldn't be married. So I guess it was an ultimatum. I'm very close to my parents, and right now they're getting old and really need my help the most. I'm not going to put them in a home ever. They've done so much for me and raised me, went through ups and downs with me, bailed me out of several sticky situations, and I cannot thank them enough. So it is very important for my wife to get along with my family because I do spend the weekends with them. In return for the apology my wife made to my parents, I promised my wife that I would ignore and disregard anything negative she says or does to me. These were her terms. Basically, act normal even when she's upset and bringing down the world on my shoulders. Since last October, we've been fighting a great deal about this said promise. Every fight we've had since then, she says that I broke the promise and I'm a liar. It usually goes like this. She cusses me out, says really mean stuff, hurtful things, and not being able to take all the verbal. I end up making a sarcastic or passive-aggressive remark. Basically, she wants to yell at me like I'm a piece of trash, and I sit there and take it and shut the F up. Well, since January 15th, we haven't been fighting much because she was basically yelling at me, and I decided to shut the F up. So things were going okay. OP, if you're just not talking while she's yelling at you, that doesn't mean things are okay.
Oh no. Not
By
at
the
all.
way, she starts getting angry at me when I do little things wrong to make her mad. They are insignificant to me, like coming home at 3:30 instead of 3, or forgetting to fill the dog bowl, or serving her cold fruit when she has told me repeatedly she likes it at room temperature. Are you her maid?
Are you
her butler?
Are you Goldilocks perhaps?
Yeah, is she Goldilocks?
Is she Goldilocks?
Or putting too much cream cheese on her bagel and making it look sloppy.
Cast him into the fire.
This woman.
I mean, just little things, nothing like cheating or lying. She says each and every consecutive time I break my promise to her, she'll get worse and worse. It will take longer and longer for her to get over.
Oh no.
She does not let things go easily. I can be mad today, and 20 minutes later, I'm fine and happy again. She cannot do this. She also says she will be testing me the more I break these promises, and she needs to test me to make sure that this final promise I made to her is for real. The punner, well, she tested me 2 days ago, and I failed miserably. She was on her period, so I understand she was moody. Okay. She was nagging me all day long about little things and such, and I just simply apologized and admitted fault. At night, I hand squeezed her a glass of orange juice, which I left at room temp before squeezing, and said, "Baby, do you want some OJ?" She got furious at my question and sharply responded, "When do I ever refuse OJ?" You normally just give it to me. In this case, you can drink it yourself. Wait, she got mad at you because you asked her if she wanted OJ?
Yeah. Yeah. See, it's in these kinds of stories that I have to remind myself that I am not in this situation.
Yeah.
It's not worth the blood pressure.
No.
I would classify this person as maybe a little uppity.
She can't use the excuse, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on my period." Well, actually, I don't think she's saying I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think she's saying I'm on my period. She can't use that when she doesn't change at all, regardless of whether she's on or off it.
Yeah.
It's just you at that point.
That's also
it's also not an
exactly like it's just an explanation.
It's explanation.
So,
You say, "Hey, sorry, I was, mean.
I was mean.
I'm
sorry, I
my
shouldn't
stomach
have
was
said
dying."
that.
Yeah. She's not doing that. She's just like, yeah,
She's just like, I can't believe
this is who I am.
you can't read my mind. That's crazy.
Yikes.
You should be severely punished for not being able to read my
Yeah.
mind.
The
That's
only
her.
reason why I asked her this time was because she refused to eat those specific oranges because they were sour. So obviously I asked her because what if she didn't want to drink sour juice? OP, please leave. You cannot possibly think that you are in the wrong for asking her if she wants to drink some orange juice that you freshly squeezed for her.
I feel tingly. I feel I have no power in this situation. I need to grab a hold of something.
You need some Tai Chi.
Like maybe a good orange, give it a nice
Maybe
squeeze.
a good
Yeah.
orange.
You need a
Maybe
fresh
a good
squeeze,
guys.
orange that
Oranges.
looks like this woman.
You need to remember, guys, the title said downward spiral.
Downward
This
spiral.
is a downward
Oh, we
spiral
are
This
story.
also
Spiraling.
happened 13 years
13
ago.
years ago. It's got to
So
get better, folks.
It's got to be better.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, maybe they put a lot of money in crypto. Maybe this person's got like 100 billion
all right.
Yeah, they're
totally
rich
real
now.
dollars right now.
They're rich now, exactly.
Knowing she was in a pissy mood, I did not let the comment faze me. Instead, we proceeded to play with the dogs, and about 5 minutes later I said, "Baby, are you going to drink your juice?" Well, she responded by picking up the glass and dumping the contents into the sink down the drain. 6 whole hand-squeezed oranges. It may just be OJ and a small thing, but it hurt me really bad when she did that.
Yeah, not a small thing. That's a very big thing that she just did.
I was furious at that, and it kind of pushed me over the cliff. I responded in a soft tone, "You did not have to do that, and you're a terrible person."
Good.
I'm just imagining people being, "You didn't have to do that, and you're a terrible person."
Yeah.
She's not going to like that. Well, that blew her up, and she cussed me out and cursed me and said she was right.
Of course.
She knew I couldn't keep my promise and that I failed her again. Divorce. My wife intentionally tested me and kept driving me over the cliff and set me up to fail. I feel that she's abusing me this way and making me look like I'm just a compulsive liar and cannot honor a single promise when she has already lived up to her end by apologizing and getting along with my family. Well, we haven't spoken for 2 days, and when we did, it was her screaming at me. I feel like every day is a walk on eggshells, or I'm walking in a minefield, not knowing when or where I step, and it's going to explode in my face. When the times are good, they're really good, but they never last for more than a few days. My wife acknowledges her anger and says it would only get better over time, and if and only if I stick to my promise. But there are some comments, so we're gonna get into those.
All right.
Comment 1, it's pretty obvious to me that she doesn't want to be with you and is just trying to make the separation look like it's your fault so she isn't to blame. Comment 2, congratulations. Might seem insensitive, and I'm sure you love her on some level, but seriously, this is someone you want to spend the rest of your life with? I'm thinking good riddance. Your wife sounds like a horrible, petty, selfish, pretentious witch who was intentionally mean to you. Let her go wallow in her anger. No need for you to be tied to an unreasonable person. Hit the gym and find someone who will treat you right. Protect your assets, see a lawyer, and change the locks and clean out your bank account.
Yes.
A reply says, "No kids. It's like a get out jail free card. Yay. Congratulations, my friend." And there is an update.
All
But
right.
any thoughts before we jump in?
Yeah, these people, there's nothing that you can do when they put these pressures on you of like, oh, this is all your fault. You just have to be better for me to be better. It's like, well, what the heck? How does that work?
Oh,
Because no, it's just, they just don't know how to deal with their own emotions, and they just put everything on everyone else, and nothing will be good enough. No matter how much you change about yourself, they will always find something new because it's about their emotions that they can't regulate.
I mean, just the fact that she made you asking her if she wanted orange juice a problem.
Yes.
Wednesday night. After posting my original story here, my wife came home that night and handed me all the divorce documents, signed, dated, everything.
Good.
Neither of us had moved out of the house yet, so basically I am sleeping downstairs on the couch.
All right, but it's the party couch
Yay.
now.
Yeah.
Woo. Divorce.
I'm like, I understand that you're sad, but I'm so happy for you.
So happy for you.
I was a bit shell-shocked when she actually signed the papers, but okay, whatever. She said she was going to file them first thing in the morning, so I said fine. While I was resting on the couch, she started texting me from upstairs. She was telling me how it was my fault for us getting to where we are, and basically everything that I did was wrong. That's not true. I tried not to say too much for fear of setting her off, but then she started comparing my love for her to my love for my family. I told her that I loved her and my family equally, and you are both my family. But love for a wife is different than love for parents, just a different type of love, in my opinion. She didn't accept that answer, texted me another couple of paragraphs, and then stormed out of the house and did not return till after midnight.
Was she texting you from inside the house? She was like, let me just hit send really quick and then I'll slam the door. Like, what?
Wait, I don't know what she's doing.
The call is coming from inside the house.
Inside the house.
Thursday afternoon and night, in the morning, I asked her if she was going to file, because if not, I would. She responded,
Good.
Unlike you, I actually do what I say. Okay, enough said. I came home from work and saw our car in the garage earlier than usual. I was scared to go upstairs in my home office because of what I knew would be waiting there for me on my desk. I couldn't face it, seeing the actual stamped and filed copy, so I stayed downstairs on my couch and just stared at the ceiling. My wife started to text me again from upstairs. It started out with, "Just know that I still love you." I responded, "I don't believe it," simply because I feel that if she truly loved me, I would not have been put through all this verb and such. I did express that to her in another reply text, and of course her response was, "If you loved me, you wouldn't have made me apologize to your family against my will." So basically, circles. Each party thinks they have the right and valid argument.
Of course.
Not wanting to piss her off even more because she warned me and said, "You don't want me to get hostile with you, do you?"
What?
Who is this?
She literally looked at him and said, "Why I oughta?
I don't
Why
want to get
I oughta?"
hostile with ya.
She hit one of these.
Yeah, I would hit one of those.
I'll
But
hit
I
one of those
can't.
with her
Thank
right
you.
now.
Yeah.
Where is she?
Yeah.
13 years later, I'll do it. I'll still do it.
I said, "Okay, no more replies. I'll shut the F up." Then she started to text me, "Let's just be happy for our last days together."
Oh, shut up. Sorry.
Girl.
Oh. Because that's the thing. There's no one's going to stay in this relationship if it's only these bad things. They stay because of these little blips of good things.
Then she started to text me, "Let's just be happy for our last days together." In
Ugh.
addition to that, she was texting me about how it's fine. She's okay with that. It's better for the both of us. We'll get over it soon.
Oh, my God.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Indeed.
A few moments later, she came downstairs to find me on the couch. She brought me a snack and a drink, and we went outside to have a chat. She was super nice and super sweet, saying stuff like, "Let's just be happy." She was smiling and grinning, not sure if it was fake.
She
She says, "I know you have a bad back and it must hurt sleeping on the couch. You can come upstairs and sleep on the bed and we can watch our favorite shows together," basically inviting me to sleep in our room. Dude, she's going to turn you into a vampire. Don't go in there.
Yeah. Literally.
I declined and told her as much as I would like to, it would only make things harder for me because at the end of the day, it's not gonna mean anything. She told me she would be out by the end of the week. The house is owned by my family trust, so there will be no division of property here, and I cannot be the one to move out. I told her, "Just take your time to get your situations straightened out. I will buy another bed and sleep on it temporarily." She went back upstairs and I went back on my couch. She texted me again telling me how I did not deliver on my part, but she did. After the apology, it took about 12 months to regain back trust in my family, but she did not have to do anything. She just had to show up with me and just chat, say hi, or simple social stuff. So she used this against me to say that she did her part and I didn't. So the divorce was basically a result of my actions, and her anger was a result of my lack of communication skills over and over. That's not true.
I want to break things.
That's not
I
true.
want to grab things and break them over other things.
She
with this
did
woman.
finally admit some fault, though. She said it was her fault for not walking out at the time I said she had to apologize to my family. She said she should have left me back then, but because she loved me so much, she did it anyway. I feel that she did it, but resented the fact that she did it and has been making me pay for it ever since. She said it was typical of me to think negatively of her like that. She then came back downstairs, sat with me on the couch. I started to tell her again that I don't believe she loved me ever. I told her she was just in love with being in love. I told her how her anger issues got me to where I am. I told her I felt mistreated and that I read about it and what it is. She said, of course, if I'm looking for it, I'll see it that way and see her in a negative light.
See? I have so many thoughts inside my brain right now. And now an axolotl on my nose. Thank you to whoever sent this. This woman.
Lord.
This woman.
I told her she needed to take responsibility for her anger and stop blaming it on me and holding that resentment inside, letting it turn bitter. She said her anger came from me, so it was circles again.
See? It's never her fault. It's never going to be her fault. It's
Never
always
gonna be
someone
her
else's fault.
By the way, this was the first time we ever sat down and just talked without her screaming at me, calling me names and getting worked up. I told her I couldn't live in fear anymore and worry about her moods on a daily basis.
Yes.
I told her it was my fault for not bridging the gap correctly between my family and spouse. I told her I assumed she saw my folks the way I did through my eyes, but made the wrong assumption and did not work the communication correctly between the two parties. I did say, even though I made a mistake, I am human, and I wish to take the steps to correct it and do better. I said I wanted to learn how to bridge the gap properly, but she never gave me a chance to do it. It was like this for me. Every time I wanted to speak to her about my family or teach her something, she was in a good mood. I was scared that by me bringing up my family, that good mood would turn into a bad mood. So I would only bring up issues during our fights, which now I know is never a good thing because she wasn't listening anymore. In addition, her screaming scares me and makes me nervous, and I end up spurting out bits and pieces of what I really want to say, and it comes out all wrong and not really what I meant to say. She told me, "Why didn't you tell me all these things before?" I said, "Because I couldn't." Yeah, I'm sorry. Your yelling and constant berating of OP didn't really offer a safe space for him to bring his, problems to you.
That's the stupidest thing to get mad about.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you tell me these problems earlier?
Yeah.
In any situation, like it happens in situations that aren't as as this one too, and it's just like, why are you mad about that? Bring it up now. We're talking about it
now.
Come on.
I said because I couldn't, because I was scared your mood would change. When she's in a good mood, I try to enjoy it as long as I can because they never last. So for me to bring up an issue is like asking for it. She said had she known that this was what I was trying to do, learn how to bridge the gap, then she would have taken a different approach with me this whole time. And again, she's blaming you. She's saying, oh, well, if you had just done this, I would have been better. Oh, if you had just done this, maybe I wouldn't have gotten mad at you. But I told her this is all too late. I was late in telling her because of that, it's too late. So she said it was my fault. This divorce for miscommunication. I told her I want to learn, but I need time and patience from you, which I felt I didn't get at the time. Again, this was the first time in almost 4 years that we sat down and just talked and tried to understand each other. It had to be after the divorce was filed. I bawled as I was talking because I just couldn't hold it in. I felt that I was cheated and viewed as someone that I am not. What hurts me and disappoints me the most is that my wife was not able to look past these communication issues and see the true person that I am. She could not see how much I really love her. I have done everything in my power above and beyond to try to give her happiness. And I feel if she loved me, she would step up and do something positive to keep us together. She finally admitted it and said we both made mistakes. But what I wanted her to say was that she was wrong and sorry for treating me badly and to admit that her anger came from within. The thing is, even if you did both make mistakes, you didn't apologize for the mistakes that you made. You still haven't apologized.
No, not at all. And with people like this, you're never going to get an apology either. So
she's going to find a way to
like,
twist your words.
Yeah, there's no use in asking for one or waiting for one or anything at all.
Yeah. I wanted to hear her say she wanted to work on her anger and such. I owned up to my mistakes from the outset, but she still feels her actions were a result of my lack of communication. It hurts really bad right now because I do really love her and I have given her everything. It would have been easier if she screamed at me and stormed out. Now that she's being very nice and sweet, it is just reminding me of the good days that we have. No, that's the trick.
That's the cycle.
That's the cycle. They trick you.
They know what they're doing, all these people. They know what they're doing.
Comments. Comment 1, she only wants you now that you're slipping away from her control. Stick to your pew-pews, be strong. Comment 2, stop right there. Seriously, do not believe a single word that comes out of her mouth. If she was that remorseful, she still wouldn't be blaming you. In fact, it's smart because she's taking a new direction with her manipulation and leaking out a tiny bit of responsibility on her part, but still getting you to admit fault. And once you admit fault, you're back to being in her clutches. See the pattern here? And it's working, isn't it? I reiterate my advice from you from first thread. Pack your bags and sleep at another person's house until she is physically out of the house. You're wounded and still love her, and she knows it and can smell blood. This is you at your very most vulnerable, and you're still running to her. This is why she has power over you. She's buttering you up and getting you to trust her, and all she has to do is seduce you to get you to take her back, which I promise she's gonna do. Dude, it's been 2 days since you posted this. Where's your resolve from this? You're letting her leak it away from you the longer you're in her presence. Get out of that house and sleep somewhere else. What do you think is going to happen once you admit fault once again and take her back? I don't like manipulative people. I've seen all the tactics and counseled through all of them. I can't claim a single manipulative person as a friend because they sicken me, the same as your wife. It's a cruel game to play with someone's emotions, and that's why I'm taking interest in your story. Your wife hasn't changed magically overnight. Realize this and seek support in family and friends. And for the third time, get out and sleep somewhere else. And there is a second update.
Oh, wow. The epic saga continues.
But what are you thinking?
I'm glad that she brought up divorce because I don't think he would have been able to bring it up.
Yeah.
Because, obviously in these situations, we notice it is hard to bring yourself out of that. So I'm glad she at least started that cycle and that he is knowing, like, it's going to be harder for me if I go to bed with you. Like, I'm going to sleep on the couch. I'm so glad that he's doing that for himself.
I'm really proud of this guy because it's not easy to get out of these situations.
Oh, no.
And he's been in it for a while.
Oh, yeah.
I know?
I mean, if he's married to her,
thinking that he's the one in the wrong.
Yes. And that is not a good way to live at all.
No.
At all.
But yeah, no, dude, stick to your pew-pews, as you said.
Yep.
Update 2. The epic saga continues. I know I will be flamed for posting this, and I seriously do not know why I am, but I just need some input. Maybe I do have a high tolerance for pain, but by no means do I like it or get off by it. I have no friends, no coworkers, and I do not want my family involved because I cannot give them this kind of stress. I have read all the previous posts and I should have moved into a hotel, but since I do work out of my home and there is a great deal of equipment and sensitive information here, I cannot leave my house. Since my last post, I've been still living in my house, and my wife hasn't really moved out yet. She's only taken half of her belongings into a storage facility down the street from my house. Despite everyone's previous comments and efforts to get away and not communicate with the wife, I failed. I was busy for the most part of the week, but we somehow managed to talk. We were talking about how to improve ourselves in our future relationship and somehow got to the topic of how this all started between us. What caused the spark that caused the fire? Here it is. I don't believe this is the truth.
Okay.
I don't think this is true, but we're going to read it.
This is how they met and how they kind of got together?
Well, this is what caused the problems.
Oh, what caused the problems. Okay. Gotcha.
We met 7 years ago. Me and my little brother lived together in the same house. He was 21 at the time. Brother and I went to school together and bought this house together and had our own business together. Later, I bought him out of the house, but that is beside the point. Met my wife and she moved in. My wife only met my parents a few times after 1 year together. New love for me, butterflies, distracted from business. Brother was pissed at me for neglecting our business. Instead of working my normal hours, I worked odd hours to make up for it. Brother took out anger on my wife by giving the cold shoulder when crossing paths at home, slamming doors, bombastically acting immature, but never really made any mean or harsh direct comments to my wife. Passive aggression, you could say. Wife took notice, got angry at my brother because she initially did nothing wrong to him. First, wife told me I got mad at brother and me and brother fought. Business was getting busier, brother and I fought more frequently. I quit the business and wife and I moved out of town. Business relationship severed and brotherly relationship as well. Moved out of town for 2 years and I did not speak to my brother or parents often. Brother was angry and spoke negatively about my wife to my parents. Parents got a bad impression of my wife from my brother before they got to know who she really is. After returning back home from moving out of town, brother and I mended our relationship and parents wanted to get to know my wife, but had a bad impression of her. Parents did not do anything to my wife, they just wanted to get to know her. They asked her questions. English was not their first language, so it came off as offensive and interrogating like to my wife.
I don't think that's because of the language barrier, my guy. I think that's because of her and her lack of understanding of her bad control on her emotions.
Yeah, she stinks.
Yeah, stinks like
wife,
poo.
Yep. And poetry. No. Okay. Wife got pissed, never wanted to see my parents again, and didn't for at least 2 years. Our relationship carried on. I ignored and respected her wishes to not be around my family. 6 months before our marriage in 2010, wife started to come around to family events. I was happy. Thought she changed. All I wanted, by the way, was for her to just get along with my folks. And it appeared she was getting along with everyone. I married her. Big mistake.
Yep. It's okay.
A week after marriage, May 2010, wife fought with parents. Got mad that I defended parents' actions and did not support her. In my eyes, I felt that my wife should not have walked off and stormed off on my parents when they were talking to her. I also told my parents that they should have been more constructive in what they said to my wife. But I could not say this in front of my wife because it is great disrespect in our culture to reprimand adults in front of a spouse. I told wife she had to apologize or make things right with my parents or we would not be together. 1 month later, wife apologizes to my parents but tells them, I'm sorry, I really don't know what I'm apologizing for. So she didn't apologize.
Yeah. She's like, I said the word apologize.
She said, yeah, the word apology was in my sentence.
Yeah.
So I think we're good.
The criteria was met. Everything's fine.
Parents got mad, felt that that was not a real apology.
Yeah.
Rightly so. And wife stormed out on my parents again for the second time. Wife and I fight over this because I felt that she again disrespected my parents. I told wife parents should not have said this to you and you should not have walked out. I felt deep down in my heart and still do today that both parties did something wrong and did not communicate right. Wife says it's my fault for not bridging the gap properly and communicating with both parties. Fast forward to June 2011. Wife calls my parents without me knowing about a year after the initial blow up, goes with me to my parents' house and apologizes again. Apology was accepted. Since then, wife has been gradually coming to family events, but still rarer than what is normal. Parents are totally cool with my wife. They bought her gifts, took her to dinner, and tried to socialize with her. Parents are not mad at my wife and don't have any issues with her ever since the real apology back in 2011. Ever since then, I thought we dropped the whole thing and finally put it behind us, but it became more and more clear that my wife was resenting me for the real apology she made to my family. We would be fighting about what to eat for dinner, and she would somehow navigate the argument to my relatives and how she did this and that for me and I couldn't do jack. Around October, we had another monstrous fight. This was when I posted the last one. I ended up apologizing to her. I came to understand that I should not have forced her to apologize against her will and that I was not supportive as a husband when she fought with my family.
No.
You're understanding the wrong things.
No.
Stop understanding those things.
You're falling
Stop.
for it.
Stop.
I want to find OP and give him a big ol' hug.
Stop. Thinking back, okay, I probably could have done some things differently. So I tried to be the bigger person and gave in again. I bought her a bouquet of long stem roses and wrote an apology letter and attached it to the roses. She threw my roses in the dumpster and tore up my apology letter without reading it first. Okay, I forgave her for that. Stop forgiving her.
Don't do that. That's not a forgivable thing.
No.
Opie's like, yeah, it's okay. We got over it because I forgave her. She didn't apologize, of course.
Yeah, no.
And she's just over here brainstorming, like, what do I have to do to get this guy to actually hate me?
Yeah.
Wife says none of those apologies are genuine because I keep breaking our promises.
Ah! Just had to let that out really quick. Don't mind me.
Now that we know what the spark was that caused the fire, I spoke to my bro who openly admitted saying bad things about my wife to my parents, but he also said he was immature at that time, being 21. Wife tells me I cannot blame her for how she acted towards me. The mean and demeaning comments, cussing, anger, resentment, all that. She states that she was merely reacting after a situation that snowballed inside of her over the years and finally blew up. She says it was my fault. Of course it's OP's fault. For not being supportive and not owning up to the whole thing as my fault, me and my family, as the cause of all of our pain and suffering. I feel that while what I did was wrong, that is to force her to get along with my family, I made a mistake, which I expressed to her time and time and again. I should not have done it. Wife feels that since she carried her part of the deal and I have not kept my promise to take her crap, I am the one who is a hypocrite and the one who is her. I feel that wife is bitter and not wanting to forgive and forget. I told my wife several times that it's my fault for the cause of all of this. Stop! But I also told her that she should not have treated me with zero respect or as a doormat. She says while she knows that was wrong of her, she cannot be blamed for treating me that way because it was merely a human reaction to something she did not start or cause or add any fault in. She's perfect.
I'm gonna do crimes. I'm gonna turn to a life of crime now because of this woman. I'm turning to a life of crime. Me and my little axolotl on my nose. We're going to do crime together. Bye, guys. Bye. I'm going to do crime now. Bye. Good
Wow.
Very
She's
justified
just
crash out,
delusional.
honestly.
Delusional.
Look, it's like, I don't know. This is a great disclaimer for like or not disclaimer, what is it? No, that's a PSA for like just having like self-respect.
Yeah.
If this guy had just a little bit of like, hey, like I actually
Shred.
deserve more than this.
Sure.
He'd be able to,
Yeah.
But the thing is,
this
let
woman,
this affect him properly.
yeah, no, but this woman, that's what they do though. That's what they do.
Cycle
Again,
of
with the
abuse.
emotion, they know they can tell when people are starting to pull away, and then they
give you
reel
amazing
them back in.
days. They go,
Yep.
oh, it's
Yep.
perfect.
And
I
especially-
love you.
Yeah, especially since he's like, she's not only telling him that like everything that, she has a problem with is his fault. She's also telling him that everything that he has a problem with
Yes.
is also his fault,
Yes.
because she wouldn't be acting that way if he acted this way. And it's
Exactly.
like, well, shut up. What about that? What if you just shut your freaking mouth? What about that?
Yeah, and then no one's got a problem with anything.
Yeah, because you don't want to leave somewhere if you think that you're the problem, because you
Yeah.
want to leave because you're mad, but you can't be mad if you think you're the problem. So
Exactly.
that's the cycle.
By the way, we've got a cycle of full episodes for you with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime.
All right.
There's a little bit left to the story. Any final thoughts?
My final thoughts are as follows.
Yes.
Ah!
It's a very concise final thought.
I just love that you
Right?
screamed and then Sophia yawned right back to back.
Yeah, that's my final thought. No, my final thought is get out of this situation.
Yep.
Leave her behind. Do not talk to her because she is manipulative, gaslighting.
Exactly. We accept the love that we think we deserve from
Yeah, he
Bubbles
thinks
Marie.
he
It's still the
deserves
best line
this.
ever.
Absolutely. He's been told that
Exactly.
he's made all these mistakes, so now he thinks that he deserves
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. And it's, yeah. Ugh.
So now you know the whole story. This pretty much sums it up in a nutshell. I'm trying to write only the facts because a part of me feels that I should do better in terms of handling her and my family. Although my family has nothing against her at the moment. She made me feel guilty for the past and did quite well at it too. I've been telling her the past is the past and we should move on. But she said she cannot forgive me until I genuinely accept all responsibility and act genuinely sorry for everything.
You can't, not until you say I'm the Queen of France and you really mean it. not until then.
Exactly.
Comment 1, why do you ask for advice and then ignore all of it? Comment 2, oh man, you're not going to fix this. You aren't. If you keep doing what you're doing, obsessing over every wrong turn in the course of your relationship, you're going to do yourself harm. Keep in mind that you don't have to hate her or yourself or make a decision about who was at fault. All that matters is that you two were not healthy for each other. Exactly. Let's forget about fault. Let's remove it from the equation. You two don't work. That's all that matters. You two do not work as a couple.
That is true.
And go to therapy.
Yes, please.
That's it. You can't be together because you're not good for each other. It's natural for it to be hard to avoid contact with your someone who has been such a central part of your life. Don't beat yourself up if you slip. This is a nasty situation and one that would be emotionally chaotic and draining for anyone. I hope you reconsider your decision to keep this from your family. You need support. And that, folks, is the end of that story.
God, finally.
But, wow.
Oh my gosh.
I need support after I
Wow.
read that.
We made it to
Honestly.
the bottom of the downward spiral.